Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 118th edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, the market globally has extended its bullish and positive momentum. We are seeing extension of the positive trade in some of the market across the globe. For me, it's a good one to start the day again. And I'll tell you that the figures, the macroeconomic data that is coming, both local and international, is also changing the face of what we call circular flow of fund. And also the good thing is that most companies in this climate, I will tell you, despite the change we have seen, in the macro economic environment, with indicators of rising inflation, rising interest rates, seeing a slowdown, the political tension, I will tell you that most of the company in this market are still posting better than expected number. We saw the one of the giant mining company in the Europe market, posting a number that beat expectation. You can see how market also reacted to that. Not only that, many companies in different climates in US, in Asia, in Africa, we are seeing company posting good numbers, and this for me give investor an insight what they should expect in the midst of all this changing macroeconomic environment. I believe that this also help us to make informed decision as a traders and investors, because it is all about the future, and also look at what is happening economic data, look at company performance. This will guide you on what to do. We'll come to that discussion when it gets there. I'll say stock market across the globe are extending their positive word momentum and the sentiment, while some are still witnessing a up and down movement to reflect the ongoing volatility as a result of what the changing macroeconomic environment I've said earlier, driven by what rising inflation and also interest rate and geopolitical tension. But in this, companies all around the world are still posting strong and better number, as I've said earlier, and this also has supported the prices of this company. You can see that when I said that price feed on what on earnings. When earnings are positive, whether it's a bear market or a bull market, there will be reaction. In a bull market where there's liquidity, the reaction might be longer, for 5 days, for 1 week. But in a bear market, when there's uncertainties, it might be for just a day or 2 days. But you as an investor know that when there's positive number in any market cycle, whether in a bull or a bear, as I've said earlier, this also have a way of what impacting the price of that stock. Liquidity is also very key in any market environment. That is why in a bull market where there's liquidity and any company posts a better strong number, you see the price will rally because liquidity is still there. But when in a bear market where there is no liquidity or the sentiment is still not strong, or no confidence is still not shaking, or liquidity is not there, because even when there's a better number, yes, you still react to it either a day or 2 days before it lie down because of the liquidity or the prevailing sentiment around the market at that particular time. That is why you, as an investor, you need to look at all these because they are very, very important. As we are seeing all this macroeconomic data, inflation, we have seen it, interest rate a week, this month back. We're also looking to see what happened, in a MPC meeting coming in the month of September for many, central banks of the world. But this was going to, help you and I to know what to do at this point because we know exactly what to do. Even when the fear of recession has been, rekindled again as a result of a weak China, economic data as shown in recent report. Yeah, being the second largest economy in the world. Also this outlook from China has already also dampened to some of confidence in the commodity price movement. You can see sadly what is happening in the crude oil price movement in that market because of this fear of recession that's just coming up again. After we have seen that technically US have entered into recession, then we're also seeing that the sign of that also happening in China. This is also what is bringing the fear, and that is also dampening the kind of oil price or dominating the outlook for that. That's why you see oil price has continued to extend its pullback, in the market in recent days after trying to to rebound to touch as high as the 99 before coming back to around 93.31 dollar as we speak at this hour. This pullback also for me is also going to support the figure we're seeing in terms of what in terms of inflation figure. As far as we're seeing that greens I started living, in Ukraine and Russia, that black port, we are seeing that this was going to support no price. You can see internationally, we have seen that for almost getting to more than a week now, prices of commodity has continued to what to decline, to move southward. It tells you that this has a work. And also back home here, because of also any harvest season just kicking off, we're seeing also kind of little moderation in diesel prices. Price moved from down from about 825 to around either 770 or 775. These are things we expect that will also play out going to the future as as we go into the quarter. We know that we're already in the second month, in the third quarter. If we're seeing this kind of figure, it should give us an insight what we should do, as investor. No, US market and that of Europe no environment are still in green, while Asia and Africa are still mixed. I can see here today our market is already at this point slightly in green again today, but they continue to oscillate. This market remain in mixed because of what changes in the information and also market sentiment. Now, as investor, we have seen what is driving the market up and down. There are three things I would say, and they're combined with technicals, but I'll tell you these are the things we should be looking at now. I will explain them when I want to look at what we call value, growth preservation, and also growing it at the same time. As we are seeing inflation figure coming out, we are seeing interest rate. These are what will drive what we call a circular flow of fund. And also don't forget that when I was also discussing the economic phases, we use the same inflation, at national output, and then interest rate to describe where the economy is in different phases. When we talk about the early expansion, the mid expansion and late expansion, early contraction and late contraction, it is the movement in this the key economic data or factors that will determine where we are. But as I speak now, we are seeing that down here in Nigeria already we are seeing inflation hitting almost 20%. And this is not just a statistic we're seeing. In real life, we'll know what is it, but it's a sign that this will also guide investor what to expect now. And I believe that this up movement in inflation is going to trigger also another circular flow of income. Don't forget that before now, back home here in our fixed income market, it had been a bit dull for that market. But with this, another almost not many percent, more than 105 basic points up in terms of movement in inflation, that will also dampen that market again to further depress the fixed income market. And why? Because everybody, both institutional investor, long investor, short-term investor, are looking at how they can also preserve their preserve value and at the same time grow value. And that you need to look for where sector, which industry, which company will I enter this now. I will hedge against inflation, and also that will return will be above 20%. Because as we speak now, the July inflation figure is 19.64. Then for you to say you are in profit at all, you have a return in your investment, you must earn, return must be above what? Above 20%. And I believe that as we speak now, there are some sectors in the economy, on the exchange, and also some company that can give you no dividend yield of between 10 and 14%. Then additional 10% or 20%, that is about 30%. You can still stay above what inflation. Knowing that in equity market, a day you can make as high as what 10%, also lose as high as 20%. But if a company has a consistent good dividend payout, and you see that their earnings are going to support payout, then at the end of the year, this is the time for you to start earning into those stocks that at the end of the day, their payout will give you a good dividend yield for capital appreciation, because you know that every season there's what comes with that season. And despite that this election year, we are seeing that as from September, we're also seeing the manifesto or the program each of the party or the presidential candidates of these parties want to for Nigeria, want to see how they're going to address, which one has a practicable plan to handle insecurity, how to take the economy out of this. Our naira know how to make it to have to come back again to value. A lot of things. Youth unemployment, know how to create employment, how to to make sure that people are encouraged to start up business here and there because of what ease of doing business and access to fund, and also look at the rate. These are the things we expect to see for September. Seeing all these presidential candidates on with their party manifesto to see where they are going. All these are what we are going to see. But I believe that this inflation is going to trigger another flow of fund. You as an investor should not panic, but look at which sector or industry that has value. At the same time can return more than what we are seeing in inflation. Like I said, what you should be looking at now in any stock or in any market as an investor, you look at where is this company now. As at yesterday, I'll tell you that confidently that at the end of close of market yesterday, we saw that what we call almost like a double bottom formation from the index action, and which also many stocks also have also formed double bottom in terms of their chart pattern or action, price action. These are the things we should guide you. But and now I want to look at where are these companies to see that the level of retracement, where are they going to bounce and come and go back. You look at what is the high and the low of this company's share price. Look at it. Just few things I want to share with you now. When you look at the level where there is, because you see that most of the retracement we have seen. If we draw Fibonacci retracement here, you can see that here the first time that the market rebounded here, it was when it touched almost 50 retracement, it passed back. Here we want to see also, we want to see here now, is it about to go about the candlestick formation of almost double bottom I told you with the formation of the index action. It's a sign that market might likely rebound. Now that we're seeing that inflation continue uptrend, and most of the high cap stocks that have sustained the market in this level are still there, and we are seeing that these sectors that have supported the market are still having potential to do more in terms of numbers coming from them. That is expected also to support the market for now. Like I said, first thing that you should do now, look at the where is the retracement level of the market at this level. It's very, very important. Look at the high and lows of the companies that are on the exchange, and also look at their earnings, because most of these companies, because of their strong Q2 number, we are seeing them, most of them on their value, and most of them have potential also to go the upside. You need to look at what is the high and low of this company, and also what is the volume pattern. The volume pattern, if you see a company that you are seeing that the volume pattern is changing, even when the price is becoming stable, but you are seeing increasing volume, and that a positive volume of position taking, it tells you that something is happening. That's why you want to look at these three keys points I've just shared now. One is to look at the level of retracement. Look at also the high and lows of this company, share price, and also the volume pattern to give you an insight what is happening in that company as to speak. These are what you need to know at this hour, because it's also very, very important for you as a trader or investor. We need to understand where the market is going. Like I just said, now you want to preserve value and also grow the value. And this one, I said, you need to look at this three patterns to help you, and also look at what the companies consistent in dividend payouts. We are seeing that moving companies that are preparing to to mark down for their three dividends. Most of them are not moving, but I'll tell you, because of low liquidity in the system, it might be sold now, but that should not say you should stay away from the market. For those that are designing investors, I always call them, this is the time for them to also to be positioning in those companies ahead, because I tell you, the market generally is preserving value for those that know how to preserve this value at the same time grow it. That's why you need to have defensive stock at the same time growth stock. I told you, as we're seeing the kind of a pull down or a slowdown in inflation, and we're likely to see also interest rate not jumping the way we have seen before, because every central bank of the world is trying to curtail this inflation. But now that it's slowing down, the rate they were kind of hike their rate interest rate, or their whatever I call it, might not be as they've done before. That means in coming September, if interest rate is left unchanged in most of this climate, or there is a kind of an increase or hike that is very, very insignificant, I'll tell you, growth stocks that have suffered before because of high interest rates will start breathing out again. These are the things you should be looking at, so that you can stay ahead of the market and invest intelligently. There's no cause for alarm in the market. I'll tell you that what the market is doing, we are seeing a positive trend that will soon take us to where we are going. I believe that the Q3 number that will come in also will give a clear indication where even the PFAs will also be beating their tent. As we are waiting for them to come back with the strength of earnings we have seen to position, that will also tell you where they are going. But if there's any delay, I believe that the Q3 number will give a clear direction where you and I and also others will be positioning. For those that are still in banking stock, I said hold on for your dividend income, position there. Those that are still in the agricultural sector, we're seeing a pullback in the price of Presco yesterday. For me, it's an opportunity for those that are not in that stock to take advantage. This is a company that is building capacity. Pulling back is also a great opportunity to buy at a lower price. Also goes forward for Access Bank. We saw it pulling back. For me, it's also a good one for those that know what they are doing. And when a company is building capacity, you might not see much, but when they start yielding results, you see it, how the price will respond to those kind of company. For me, this is a time for you. Don't panic. As if you are in also in stock like WAPCO, MTN, good. If you are not there, this is time for you to take position. Julius Baker look good. For me, this is what we should be investing now because we are seeing a positive what a positive number from this company, and also their volume pattern is also changing. And we're seeing sentiment in them. Yes, the ratios from the fundamental angle of this company are also giving us company that has low P ratio, and also we're seeing company that showed us a good cost management efficiency in them as well. We've seen their profit margin. These are what should also guide us when we are taking our investment decision, because we know that this positive sentiment in some sector is going to also impact their performance, and also that sentiment also help them to support. That's why I said you must look at what your technical analysis. One, that you must look at what is the retracement level, that is your support, and also your resistance is very, very important. Then you look at what the high and low of the company share price, where it is now and what is the price now. Also go and look at the volume pattern. Yesterday we discussed about having a setup, having a trade routine, and also review. But today we are looking at we are discussing the power of what replacement, resistance, and support level, and also also we are discussing the high and low. Is very, very important because we've seen a lower lows in terms of index moving down. But let's see whether it will start seeing now a lower higher high again from this point. But I believe that volume pattern is very, very important for you to also know how it works and how to relate with price action and the movement in this stock. This is very, very important. Yes, we'll now come back to look at the market, what is happening in the market live. Technically, let's see what the market is doing. Before we look at what the market is doing, we want to look at the state of the market as we speak, so that we know exactly what our market is like, what is doing now as we speak. Like I've said earlier, the state of the market at this our market is doing 49,701.27 points, represent about 71.84 basic point, which is about 0.1% up in green. But the good thing again is that you should understand that this continued mis sentiment or mis breadth we are seeing in the market as a result of position taken by bargain hunters and also sell off by profit takers. These are what we are seeing in the market. But as we speak, the market breadth as we speak now is also in a marginally in a negative direction. We are seeing 14 losers against the 11 gainers at this hour. And that 14 losers, we can see the life of PZ there, profit taking, you can see Codvi, you can see Champion Brewery, you can see also Japan Gold, and you can see UPDC Rigs, among them that these are the five that are leading the top losers as we speak. But if you look at the gainers at this hour, you can see the life of UBN, not the Union Bank of Nigeria. You can see Academic Press, you can see yes, Bossman slightly up. We'll see the NACO, you can see Len Africa, you can also see the life of Flower May, and that after it was adjusted for 2 naira, sustainable, 2 naira, sustainable, no dividend yesterday. The price has come up again this morning, looking up. These are the things to look at. These values in the market is where you should also be looking at this point. Then, if you look at the top trade, which is also very, very important, you can see that yesterday the same E-Transat dominated in terms of volume. This morning is also topping that chart, followed by FBN Holding. We are seeing the life of Transcorp and also Jais Bank and the UBA. These are the top trade as we speak now in the market. But before I go to chart for the lead, we want to look at what is happening in this. We are seeing that even with the volume we are seeing, we are not seeing that e-transact changing. But we want to look at the chart of FBN Holding. Look at what is happening in UBN. Yes, we can see the Academic Press and the Learn Africa. These are companies that they have marked down date for their dividends around the corner. How able to trade them? Want to also look at them. Then we can look at where is Bossman going from here now. Then finally we can look at the chart of UBA to round up the class. Quick one. Let's start with the market here. If you look at this market, let's call our T line as to speak. I'll tell you that the market is trying to resist a big climb, as I've said earlier in my write-up, that the market at this point, for us to keep our finger crossed to see what is happening. Let's call our MACD, call our money flow as usual, and also look at what our T line. It is moving average exponential. Yeah, I will tell you that from what I'm seeing here now, we're seeing that yes, the market is still below the T line. That I want to make it clear, it's still below the T line, but we're seeing a kind of know, agree after you can see what I said double button on the daily chart when you have you can see it tested the same place, it tested it, it rebounded, it tested it here. You can see this also a hammer that also is also a kind of a bullish signal, and you can see that this morning was already seeing the market green, but if sustained that will be very good, and also break out this T line at the end of the day, that will confirm an uptrend from this level again. Like I said, you can see that the market is also trying to find its level, and now that we're still looking forward to see if the PFAs are coming back. Why the market is still in this state is because of low liquidity, and those that will provide the liquidity have not taken position in the market. Once they start coming, we'll see volume also changing to reflect the impact of this institutional investor. But I believe that the market is still below the T line, but once it breaks out, that is a good sign. But once you also should look at when you see these activities and you are seeing money flow looking up, it also tells you that funds are also equally entering the market, no matter the missed trend and missed sentiment up and down we're seeing in the market. Funds are gradually entering the market. Don't forget that market has started as low at this point. When market was here, so we're already reading about 16, 17. Sorry, you can see that it has rallied up to this level. It can keep oscillating, but this morning you can see that market also touched across that 50 mark. Which I told you that once it cross 50, it's a good sign. But once it to stick, it start going up to around 70, now that fund is really and but an improvement moving from a low as 710 to almost that fund is going into the market. That means those stocks, blue chip stock that has value, position is being taken in those stocks. That will also inform you as an investor where you should be, even at the market is. Yes, people can be investing for dividend payouts because those companies are giving sign that they increase their dividend payment at the end of the day, because I tell you that company cannot give what they don't have. With the numbers we are seeing, if sustained till Q3, that means that dividend we're expecting will be big, because most companies, even with their Q2 number, have performed their full year position, and now if they continue that in Q3, you should know where to pitch your tent. For me, I can see positive technicals at this hour. I can see money flow looking up, and also the MACD also remain what on the, let's make it both so that I can equally see what I'm seeing here. MACD, okay, MACD is still slightly also bearish until it cross over. Yeah, you can see MACD is also slightly bearish, but let's wait. But money flow is looking up. It's a good sign. Let's see how we move from here, for the market. But this is a day chart. Let's look at the 1 hour chart for the market. It's very, very important. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that even yesterday, market was below what, or not as to speak now. The market is trading slightly above the T line on 1 hour chart, which is good. So at the time we were talking yesterday, it was below it. For this hour, it has gone above the T line, a slightly good one. And you can also see that MACD is also positive here at this hour again. For me, it's a good one for the market. You can see positive and very bullish on the 1 hour. And money flow is also looking up to read around there almost 50, 48, 50. This is a good sign that fund is entering the market. But expect that if this trend is sustained, market will soon break out the T line and give us a signal for an uptrend. That is how to look at the market technically. Yes, let's look at some stocks that I mentioned earlier. We're starting first one. We want to look at what is having an FBNH. I said the stock all this while not making move, but as kind of bit remains stable, and that is good. It's not following the market. It's a stock that remains stable despite all that's happening in the market. You can see it here on the 1 hour chart. They're just slightly below the T line, above. Speak now, it's feeling flat at the T line with a good volume this hour. Money flow is reading almost 67 to 70. It's a good one for me for the bank. But yes, we might not be expecting a monthly dividend, but price stability as a result of shareholding structure has also supported this company. You can see it here. For me, it's also not a bad one. But let's look at the day chart for for the stock. You can see ideally this from here to here can be taken as a cup and handle. You can see it here, cup and handle. But until you break out this level up again, if you draw this line here, down here, this long but yeah, of consolidation stick. Once you break it out, that is where we new trend will be said yes. But if you look at the candlestick as a big candlestick where it is now, this is a sign of resistant decline. You can see it, and you can see it clearly. But money flow is still looking down, and while MACD is not here and there. But let's wait and see to confirm a direction where the stock is going from there. Here is very, very important for us. Also, Also, let's quickly look at what is happening in UBN. UBN, you know, since the acquisition of almost 99, I mean 97 or whatever, we have not heard much, but the price has continued to oscillate up and down. Let's look at where the price is going, the formation of the price. Yes, on a 1 hour, on a day chart, for me, I can see that this chart formation is a very positive one, especially as it is trying to resist decline here. This is what we call a V, a bullish V candle chart pattern. You can see it here, good one. Once you break out this level, that is where a new trend, you can say, commence. And don't forget that the deal, for this transaction was done at 7 naira, which is here. Yes, and those that have entered even at the price of 5 naira, or with 7 naira if you stay. But I believe that there will also a kind of monetary tender offer, or whatever I call it. If it comes, you might see also the price will be depending on what the price they agree from the regulator. But I believe that yes, this company, this bank has potential if the management that have taken over bring the expertise we expected and the technology that this company bank has before now. We might see a turnaround in the bank. For those that are thinking medium and long in the stock, I think kudos, you can see with your position. If you look at the money flow in this stock, you can see that money has continued to enter the stock, even when the price is not making too much uptrend, but fund has confirmed that something is sustaining the price. Those that are not selling, both MACD and the money flow are still very, very bullish for the stock, and we're seeing the stock gaining this morning to lead the gainers this morning. If that trend is sustained, fine. For those that stock that are not here, I would say you should not panic. Let's see the end of all this transaction that is ongoing. Yes. Let's look at the 1 hour chart for yes 1 hour chart. You can see there's green here already. It's almost test almost 6 naira today. You can see, or you can see that up and down here. You can see in 1 hour it can be red, green, and see, but now it's in green. Let's see where to take it to around the 5 naira, 80 kobo. Let's see how far to close. But you can see now it's almost trading flat on the T line. You can see it here trading the price at the T line. But look at MACD. MACD is also a bit bearish on the 1 hour chart, but money flow still remains strong on the 1 hour chart, reading around 81. For me, it's a good one for the stock. It's a good one for the stock. That's why they missed the technicals for 1 hour chart. Let's quickly look at what is happening in academic press. Those that are in academic press have been calling me. Let's look at the chart together and see what is happening here in academic press. This is 1 hour chart for academic press. You can see that the stock has remained for a long time now. No top and down, no space above the T line, not too much no downtrend above the T line, in between up and down. And you can see as to speak now, likely on the price as to speak now is trading flat on the T line here on the 1 hour chart. You can see, but money flow is looking down. To tell you this serious money flow is on 1 hour chart. Why MACD still look positive on on the 1 hour chart? Let's go to, we're seeing a improvement in volume here, like touching almost the average traded volume of the stock. But let's look at the day chart for give us a clear picture of what is happening in this company. Yes, we're seeing, if you look at this MACD formation, I think that it's also crossing to become bullish, and that you see blue one crossing the red one. If that is established, our money flow is still looking up, not looking down here. And you can see also a resistance level here. Once they break out of this resistance level, yes, that touch as high as almost 270 before this point. But as we speak now, let's see what the company will do in terms of people reacting. Don't forget also the markdown date for the bonus and the dividend is closer for this month of August, and that might be what to do. But as I tell you that if you have entered this stock as low as almost 1 naira 11 kobo or 1 naira 17 kobo at the current price, you can still also start taking a profit. Don't be greedy, but if you are entering now, watch the chart very well, because after increasing their share in issue, the earnings going to support the number. That's why I said when you see opportunity in the market, take profit. Learn how to take profit in the market. But we're seeing that the stock is trading above the T line. That's why what we're seeing here now, this also kind of showing where to resist the decline. But for me, above the T line, and we're seeing money flow still within almost 70, 65 to 64, 65 to 68. It's also a good one for the market as to speak. Yes, let's look at Boa. Let's look at Boa Cement. look at Boa Cement to finally conclude for the Boa Cement. Let's look at Boa Cement and quickly round up with the Then Africa. Let's look at Boa Cement that has really pulled the market down in recent days. Let's see what is happening in Boa Cement. The price rebounding. Yes, boyfriend can Boasman, sorry, is still fully below the T line. Yes, but we're seeing a green candle here small. That also, let's see, try to resist the decline after pulling back. And if what we're seeing that the blue candle line here turn up, and you can also see the histogram, the way it's going. Once it cross to the break out the signal line here up, that's a good sign. But money flow for me is still very low. But try to look up around the 16, around 10, around 10. 10 point for me is the money flow is still very low. But once it cross 50, I always tell you it's a good one. But let's whether to maintain this uptrend money flow gradually. This is the second day of the week. Let's see how far the week go. Let's tell you the number that came from this company is not a bad number. It's a good one also number depending on your own investment objective. But to speak now, the top is trading below the T line on a day chart. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart. What is happening to yeah, can see good thing. As I say, it's good to always look at your daily chart, 1 hour chart on a daily position. You can see that it's still very strong above the T line now to speak. Positive money flow, is also flat, but MACD has confirmed a positive trend on 1 hour chart. You can see it here. This is a 1 hour chart, and every 1 hour you can see what has happened. Now it's still positive. For me, it's a good one for the stock. As I said, for those depending on your investment objective, on the 1 hour chart, the stock is not looking bad as we speak. Last one, let me look at what is happening in Then Africa. So what is happening in Then Africa? Then Africa is also in the property sector with academic players. But to speak on the 1 hour chart, yes, there's a kind of a marginal pullback here. You can see the green has been up here, but still not below the 2 naira, 2 naira 25 kobo, but it's still up. MACD is positive to speak now, but money flow is looking down. I want to see if this trend because fund must enter the stock for the trend to be also to be sustained. But we're seeing a kind of a sell volume here. That's what the sign I'm seeing red. But let's watch and see what MACD is bullish and money flow is looking down on the 1 hour chart. Let's look at the day chart. Call it a day. The day chart, yes, flat trade as we speak now on the T line. You can see it here yourself. But good one. If we cross it, fine. But also you can see a sign of momentum improving. You can see this histogram here, and you can see that it's steaming up once it cross again. And money flow is looking up on a day chart to be around 30, 32, 31. For me, it's a good one too. Once it cross 50 up, that's a trend. And you can see that this whole company have declared a 2 naira 20 kobo for dividend. That's almost with the price now that's around 9% in terms of dividend yield. And if price rally again, that will also see what can help you to achieve your portfolio depending on your investment objective. Yes, I'll tell you that the market this morning is still very great. If it's this afternoon, sorry, if it's sustained to the end of the day, that would be nice. Or we can see more, happenings or more positive move in the market, especially as this midday. Expect that the traders will also be looking more in the market to see what to take advantage of the market. It's already one and a half on the second half of the month. For me, it's a good one for us to still start buying. But we expect that once the PFA start coming back to the market, there will change in terms of volume and also liquidity level in the market. Yes, I will say thank you for your time. And also, I can encourage you, go and subscribe to our YouTube and get updates of every video posted to educate you on how to take advantage of the market. We are producing data to see the relationship between all the data that's been released so far and the economy and what is happening now. How can you relate the earnings? How can you relate the inflation figures and interest rate? And also economic output going to the future to make informed investment decision. We are grouping those data together, also going to be shared on the YouTube. So that's why I said encourage you. Go ahead. For those that also that have listened to the analyst hangout on consumer goods, I think I can see comments from different platforms, positive one. I encourage you to, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to that. Once anything is posted, you have alert on your phone. And also go to our site, Investdata online, Investdata NG. Go there and you see more information that is out to go. Getting information and invest what wisely. See you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Enjoy the rest of your trading day.